This is the first time I will be doing online lectures in an attempt to kind of help you guys out and also free up some of my time so that I can work with you guys more on a one-to-one basis and that you can go kind of at your own pace. So a little bit about me. This is a PowerPoint I created about myself, so hopefully you enjoy. I have a little bit of a dry sense of humor with a lot of sarcasm, so try to pick up on that with my tone of voice, but if not, then that's cool too. So again, I'm Mr. Cornia. I will probably not look like this every day, because if that were the case, I'd probably be more of a professor, and if I was a professor, I'd be making $1 million a year. That's an exaggeration for those of you who aren't aware, but I do like this look, so maybe I'll try to match that outfit at some point in my life. All right, let's go forward. Okay, so kind of a couple things about me. I am a huge Stranger Things fan. So for those of you who haven't seen Stranger Things, then you should probably just get out of my classroom. Just kidding. But Stranger Things, the third season comes out in a couple weeks now, so kind of giving you an idea of when I'm filming this. But yeah, it's primarily based in the 80s, which I love the 80s, so you guys will find that soon enough. Especially Fridays, I like to play music, and so usually it's going to be 80s music. But if you guys are loud and disruptive, then I'll play country, so there's a threat for the day. I'm also a huge Star Wars fan, so Millennium Falcon right there for those of you who don't know. And it is definitely faster than the Enterprise. For those of you who have questions about that, come see me after class. I'm not a huge fan of the newer Star Wars, though. I feel like they kind of rushed them a little bit and there wasn't a good storyline. So if you have any opinions on that, I would love to chat with you about that. I'm also a huge Utah Jazz fan, so I have some Jazz things hanging up in my room. I try to go to quite a few games during the season. But yeah, I'll definitely make fun of all the other teams in the NBA, so be ready to talk smack. Like some of my previous students know that I like to throw in some things in my presentations to make fun of other teams. So one thing that's kind of cool is we have in the business department, we teach a few different classes that touch on kind of the idea of marketing and sports entertainment. So you should definitely look at taking some of those classes. It's interesting to see how sports and the business world really go hand in hand. And they do a couple of really fun projects in there. So definitely see if you can fit that into your schedule in the next year or two, depending on what grade you're in. I'm also a huge Colts fan, so it's been a rough couple of years for us. I'm hoping that we'll win another Super Bowl in my lifetime. So who knows if we can protect Andrew Luck or not, because I feel like he's just an old man that keeps getting beat up. So hopefully we can get some offensive linemen going. I'm also a huge AVP fan. So for those of you that don't know, AVP is the beach volleyball league of the United States. So that's fun to watch. And I've actually volunteered a couple times and know some of the players a little bit. So that's kind of fun. But I try to play sand volleyball a couple times a week. We also just started a co-ed beach volleyball club here at West Jordan. So if you're interested in volleyball and kind of learning how to play outdoor volleyball and sand volleyball, then that's definitely something you should look at joining. Feel free to come chat with me if you have any questions about that. I went to school at Southern Utah University, the SUU Thunderbirds. So I'll kind of chat about my experiences there in the next slide or two. But yeah, I'm a huge Thunderbird fan. Also, Game of Thrones. I was not very happy with how it ended. So if you watch Game of Thrones and want to chat about the ending, then feel free to come by and chat with me on that. I was not impressed with the new writer that they got for the last season. So yeah, that's fun. I'm also a huge Harry Potter fan. Harry Potter came out when I was probably like 8 or 9 years old. So it was really a good age for me to kind of get going with that. So pretty big Harry Potter fan. So also, if you like Harry Potter, go Ravenclaw. That's my house. So a little bit about me. So I graduated from high school in 2012, from Harriman High School, actually. So yeah, keep the booze down to a minimum, please. Then right out of high school, I went to Southern Utah University from 2012 to 2017, where I had quite a bit of different leadership experiences that I'll touch on later. That's like my favorite photo of me at SU, though. I feel like it was was pretty fun. That was a sophomore orientation, or freshman orientation, I should say. So those were all the freshmen, and I just led them in some cheers, and they were super energetic. So I loved it. Feel free to get energetic in this class, because sometimes pushing the tab key is not too exciting. So get pumped. I also graduated from SU 2017, right? So I know this picture is pretty prime. I'm pretty sure I wasn't supposed to be up there, but I was. So YOLO, right? That's the saying that I say. I have some older phrases that you guys will probably make fun of, but if you want to teach me some new things, my last class taught me yeet and oof. So I try to throw those in, keeping myself hip. And then right out of graduation, I was recruited by Target as an upper level manager for the Las Vegas district. So I was able to help manage a couple different stores in Las Vegas for Target for a couple years, and gain some valuable insights into the private sector and just the business industry in general. So that was a good time. Some things I like to do in my spare time: I like hiking. I enjoy the outdoors. Was able to take a rock climbing class and a horseback riding class from SUU my senior year, so that was fun. I got some gained some cool skills and whatnot through those classes. This was mud football, which was a tradition at SUU, and the year that we did it, it decided to be really cold, and so this is all of us freezing, and I'm literally screaming. Like, it's not just a face, I'm literally just screaming as loud as I can. So that's good times. I also love going to the beach. So this is our California trip. I went on spring break. My signature face of just, stick the tongue out. All right. And then kind of last slide. I am really into intramurals or sports. That's something that's always been a huge part of my life. So this was the intramural championship. So I am a champion at SUU, even though it was intramurals. But no, that was fun. I was able to do flag football, intramurals, basketball, softball, and volleyball. So those were fun. I also loved cheering on our professional teams, or our D1 collegiate teams. So I was able to actually help with the student section quite a bit while I was at SUU. So that was always fun. This was my senior year. I was student body president at SUU. So these are actually all the student body presidents at the different universities my year. And we formed what's called the Utah Student Association. And so we were actually able to kind of address mental health as an issue on college campuses. And I know that you guys being in high school also deal with a lot as far as mental health goes. So I just want you to know that if you ever need anyone to talk to or whatnot, I'm definitely here to listen and be there for you guys. You guys do deal with a lot as far as social media pressure and peer pressure and whatnot. And so just so you guys know, I'm always here to listen to you and be there for you guys. This is my best friend from college. So we were kind of goofballs. I actually did roll my ankle, so I had to use that cart, and he just decided to hop on for a ride. So that was our freshman year, so we were a little bit goofier than I am now. But this was my senior year again. This was all the student association, so the student government for SUU. So it was a really fun year, and I definitely recommend that you guys get involved in high school as well as in college, because it really does make it for a better time. This is my first and last kiss with a llama. Her name, what was her name? I don't remember her name, but she didn't spit in my face, and I felt like it was a pretty good kiss, but things just, we broke things off, and, we went our separate ways. So yeah, hopefully that is everything. So hopefully the audio worked on this one, because last audio wasn't working for me, and that was frustrating. But yeah, that's kind of a little bit about me. So we'll continue on with the class and see if I can get to know you guys a little bit.